able to live a comfortable and leisurely life. There are a small number of people in the population who are good at thinking and taking risks. If they are asked to do management or service, they cannot do it well. That would be a waste of a lot of resources in society. The middle tier is good at and understands management. They don't think long-term. Letting them do service work would make them feel unwilling. The lower tier doesn't want to think and doesn't understand management. It's very suitable for them to do service work. In this way, everyone is happy. I employed 2 workers in my home. Because I got rid of the trivial and time-consuming housework, I could have plenty of free time to study and improve my ability to manage things and handle more important work. And the 2 workers, because I employed them, not only had food to eat and a house to live in, but also could take care of their families. So I was happy, and they were satisfied. If a society no longer has class differences and everyone's living conditions are the same, then it is equivalent to punishing diligence and rewarding laziness. The result will definitely lead to the poverty of all people. A society without wealth disparity and class existence is definitely the worst society. At the same time, the better the social welfare, the higher the taxes on capitalists, the greater the power of unions, and the higher the minimum wage standards for workers. This society is a society that deviates from the natural way. It is a very unjust and unfair society. Its direction is bound to collapse. From this, let's examine the so-called Xuefeng-style communism. If this Xuefeng-style communism is what we understand and envision about the concepts and practices of communist society throughout human history, then undoubtedly, Xuefeng-style communism will certainly be a flash in the pan. It is purely utopian and will inevitably fail as it progresses. The reason why Xuefeng-style communism has existed for over a decade under challenging conditions and is still operational is that it is definitely not the type of communism we think and imagine. It must meet the following conditions. It must allow those who think, are good at management, and provide service to feel satisfied and happy. Every member must be wealthy in terms of spiritual and mental wealth, and there cannot be a parasite who benefits without working. Every member must be selfless, without an ego. There must be a goal that is more beautiful than the enjoyment of being human. The soul garden of every member must be beautiful, and there cannot be any emotions of jealousy, comparison, greed, resentment, etc. Its management system cannot be autocratic and centralized, nor can it be a democratic central system. It must be heavenly. Its founders and successors must not have a penny of personal property. It must be against human nature. If the above 8 points cannot be achieved, Xuefeng-style communism will definitely be a fleeting, colorful wave that rises in human society. Can it be done? The difficulty is greater than landing on Mars. Let's wait and see. 讲道理者不懂道理. Those who argue about reason do not understand it. Xuefeng, January 31st, 2024. Translation edited by Qinyu. A bee and a fly got into a dispute. The bee stated, "The most delicious thing in the world is the fragrance of flowers." The fly retorted, "The most fragrant thing in the world is dog feces." Neither could convince the other, leading to a fight. 3 individuals, A, B, and C, got into a conflict that lasted for 2,000 years without a clear winner or loser. Person A argued, "The most important thing in life is money. Money can make the impossible possible, buy the best services in the world, afford luxury houses, cars, yachts, and enable travel around the globe. Money can work miracles, allow people to live with dignity, and its benefits are endless. People perish for money, birds perish for food. Hence the most crucial thing in life is to devise ways to earn money." Person B countered, "The most important thing in life is affection. Money is as worthless as dung, while affection is priceless. Where there is affection, there is warmth, peace, and beautiful weather. Where affection is absent, there is chaos and turmoil. When affection exists, love flourishes and marriages last a century. When affection is absent, families are destroyed, and lives are lost in an instant. Money without affection is like a haunting ghost, while affection without money is akin to a divine deity. Therefore, the most important thing in life is to nurture, maintain, protect, and cherish affection." Person C interjected, "The most important thing in life is neither money nor affection, but the pursuit of truth." Truth enlightens the mind, keeps people on the right path, enriches the heart, and leads people to a brighter future. Persons A, B, and C could not convince each other, leading to daily arguments and occasional physical fights. The chairman, general manager, and secretary started fighting. The chairman declared, "Sell all the company's stocks." The general manager objected, "It's a bull market, a golden opportunity to make money. We can't sell." The secretary added, "The overall market situation indicates that the economic crisis has not yet arrived. There is still profit to be made. It is right not to sell. However, gray rhinos and black swans may appear at any time. It might be wise to sell now." The chairman and the general manager each had their own reasons for selling or not selling. The secretary added fuel to the fire by playing both sides, leading to heated arguments that left the company's prospects in jeopardy. So, who is right, the bee or the fly? Persons A, B, or C? The chairman, general manager, or secretary? The answer is that each has their own reason. Thus, we find that everyone in the world has their own reason, and everyone's reason is right. If anyone wants others to accept their reason, it just proves that they don't understand reason. So, we can draw a revelation. No one should impose their own reason, but simply let their own qualities shine. So, how can we avoid quarrels, arguments, and even fights caused by reasoning? The answer is, whoever is responsible, whoever bears the consequences, they have the final say. My understanding of happiness. Xuefeng, February 4th, 2024. Translation edited by Yu. Let's first look at the following 4 phenomena. When I was a child, there was no electricity, running water, radio, television, or mobile phone in my home. There were no ready-made clothes for sale in the stores. Clothes were made by hand from fabric bought from the store. In winter, the water we drank was spring water carried from 2 kilometers away in wooden buckets. The most vivid memories from my childhood are of spending all day playing or catching fish by the canal or river in the summer, herding sheep on the river beach, playing hide and seek or poker with a few friends, pulling pigweed in the cornfield, or carrying a dozen eggs in a basket to the store to exchange for kerosene and salt. I can't remember wearing any new clothes, but every time I recall, the scenes I can remember are all filled with happiness. I lived in Zimbabwe, Africa for more than 10 years and spent nearly 2 years in many remote rural areas. In the countryside, people seem to do nothing all day, gathering together to chat or listen to music and dance. I have been to many poor thatched houses. Inside the house, apart from a pot and a few bowls, a blanket spread on the ground, and a few hanging clothes, there are no other furnishings and utensils. But they seem to be born optimists, laughing and dancing all the time, seemingly without any worries or anxieties. I stayed in a primitive tribe in Vanuatu, Oceania, for 2 months. I lived in a guest house provided by the tribal chief. This guest house was drafty on all sides, the ground was sandy, and the roof was thatched. There was a rat's nest in the thatched roof, and from time to time, baby rats would fall onto the bed. A pair of pants and a shirt hanging on the grass wall were bitten by rats after a few days. The water we drank was rainwater collected from a bucket under the eaves. There was no electricity, so I bought a solar panel from the city to charge my phone and provide lighting. At night, I often heard people shouting, probably singing and dancing. During the day, I saw people sitting or lying under a thatched roof with no walls on all sides, on an old carpet. A kettle was placed on a stove made of stones, and steam was coming out of the kettle. They were drinking tea. I don't know what kind of tea. Anyway, it was the leaves of a plant. Drinking tea, 3 or 5 people chatting and laughing together. I occasionally received some food sent by people nearby, either papaya, bananas and mangoes, or occasionally they would kill a cow, and I would also buy some to eat. Apart from salt, there were no other condiments. There are clear rivers here. Bathing is done in the river, and clothes are washed in the river as well. I've been living in rural Canada for 7 years. The area is vast and sparsely populated, and every household lives in a villa. Apart from going to the supermarket in town and the annual garlic festival, people rarely gather together. Each family lives alone, which is probably why people like to go to church on Sundays, because only by going to church can people have the opportunity to interact and communicate. For 7 years, no police or government department staff have ever come to my house. Occasionally, I would go to Vancouver for a few days, lock the door, there are no anti-theft doors and windows, and leave, leaving things like lawnmowers and small carts outside at will. The gate is never closed. After a few days, I came back and everything is as usual, with no signs of thieves. I hardly see any Chinese people all year round, and I have little contact with my neighbors. On Sundays, when I want to sleep, absolutely no one will come to visit and disturb me. Although the winter is a bit long, the interior is still warm. In winter, there is nothing to do. For several months, apart from surfing the internet and using the phone, all that's left is eating and sleeping. So, what do these four phenomena illustrate? They illustrate the essence of happiness. 选最艰难的那条路走. Choose the hardest path. Xuefeng. February 13th, 2024. Translation edited by Yu. Let's consider the following 8 paths, and we choose which one to take. Herding sheep, selling sheep, building houses, marrying, having children, and letting children herd more sheep. Farming, selling harvested grains or vegetables and fruits, earning some money to build a house, marry, have children, let children go to university, and let children leave the countryside. Working for a boss year after year, earning a monthly salary, and maintaining the livelihood of the whole family. Striving to be a civil servant, working for the state, receiving a decent monthly salary, and maintaining the livelihood of the whole family. Opening a shop, whether it's reselling clothes, shoes, socks, hardware, electrical appliances, groceries, or engaging in catering or repair. The monthly income is higher than working for a private boss or the state, and you can live a comfortable life. Running a company and doing business, no matter what you do, as long as you employ more than 8 people to work for you, that's a company or enterprise, and you can live a moderately comfortable life. Engaging in finance, opening a bank, letting other people's money circulate through your hands, extracting a bit of commission, and you will have a steady stream of money, and you can live a very comfortable life. Being an official, a high-ranking official, using power to control more resources, you will benefit infinitely, and the benefits are endless. The above are 8 paths in traditional industries, and the following are 8 paths in non-traditional industries. Live streaming to sell goods. As long as you can live stream on the internet, whether it's preaching Buddhism or showing nudity, maximizing traffic, the more fans, the greater the value, not to mention selling goods. Collecting advertising fees can bring in a lot of money. Running study classes, based on your own fame and knowledge or professional qualifications, seize people's inner desires to run study classes. Let people pay fees. The bigger the fame, the more expensive the fees, you will get rich quickly. Creating a platform. In the era of mobile internet, as long as you set up a platform on the internet, let some people with needs achieve their goals through your platform. Each time a goal is achieved, collect a commission. Money will flow into your pocket like a stream. Reselling information and resources. Any information, as long as it is not public, can be converted into money. Steal information from somewhere, and then sell it to people who need information. You can make money. The more confidential the information, the more valuable it is. Obtain some kind of resource, and then sell the resource to people who need it. You can get a large or huge amount of money at once. Being a master. According to scientific research, 20% of people are brainless. In today's era, knowledge in any field can be obtained instantly from the internet, especially with the birth of ChatGPT-4. Whatever knowledge you want, it can push it to you instantly in this way, as long as you pretend to be a master, and then show off the knowledge given by ChatGPT. People will believe you and become your followers. Making money from followers is a business with no cost and high profit. Creating communication software. As long as you can program, you can create a large amount of software programs, from enterprise data management to games to social networking, from cloud computing to national defense, big data to dating between men and women. As long as you design and create it, people will buy and participate, and there is money to be made. Being a hacker. Invading the internal information library of others or an organization, retrieving information, and then converting the information into your own income, such as retrieving someone's bank information. You can easily transfer the money in someone else's bank to your own hands, retrieving the corruption information or loot information of a high official. You can use this to blackmail the high official to meet your own needs. Establishing an invisible empire. Anyone, from the president to the billionaire, from the Nobel Prize winner to the celebrity, has their own weaknesses or worth. As long as you pinch the weakness, they can obediently obey. As long as you offer enough benefits, people can sell their souls. Of course, this is something that people with extraordinary high IQ can do. So, which of the above traditional and non-traditional industries is the easiest and which is the hardest? The answer is, the first one is the easiest, the eighth one is the hardest. From the first to the eighth, the difficulty increases gradually. We will find that the easier the thing is to do, the less promising it is, the more likely it is to survive at the bottom of society, the more fragile its living conditions are, the more likely it is to be restricted and hit by the survival rules of the human-animal circle. Just like a pyramid, the lower you are, the greater the weight and pressure you bear, the harder it is to survive. This enlightens us that the lower you are in society, the harder the path you should choose from a young age. Never choose the easiest path, because once you choose the easy path, the result is that you will suffer and be tired all your life. At the bottom of society, in addition to the exploitation of the upper class, the harm at the lower level is even worse. Just like a poor family, the quarrels, conflicts, and confrontations between family members are more than those between members of a wealthy family. So, what is the hardest path in human society? The answer is, surpass the president and billionaires and enter the kingdom of freedom. 生命禅院导游2024告白 Confession of Life Genuine Guide 2024 Xuefeng February 18, 2024 Translation edited by Qinyu. Apart from understanding and knowing the path from the mortal world to the 1,000-year world, 10,000-year world, and celestial islands continent of the Elysium world, I confess that I lack knowledge in all other areas. Therefore, I have the following confessions. I will not collaborate with any individual, group, organization, political party, religion, or country. Therefore, do not seek collaboration with me. You handle your affairs, and I will handle mine. Your actions will not affect me, and my actions will not affect you. I do not seek assistance from any individual, group, organization, political party, religion, or country. My affairs are matters of the greatest Creator. I rely solely on the greatest Creator, not on others. Therefore, no one should harbor thoughts such as, I want to help the guide, or I am helping the guide. You handle your affairs, and I will handle mine. What and how you choose to do is your business, not mine, and my business is not your business. No one should offer me advice or suggestions, nor prompt or instruct me on what to do and how to do it. I have a clear understanding of what I am doing, what I want to do, and how I will do it. I do not need anyone's prompts, suggestions, or ideas. My only concern is how people can live to become celestial beings and how life can ascend to heaven. I do not concern myself with the affairs of any country, government leader, religion, or political party. I am not a saint, nor am I a good or bad person, neither kind nor evil. Therefore, I do not concern myself with the world's pain and joy, nor with anyone's basic needs, birth, aging, sickness, and death. I will neither help nor harm people. Anyone who studies the Chanyuan corpus and Xuefeng corpus does so voluntarily, not because I require or force them to. Anyone who propagates the Chanyuan values and the second home lifestyle does so consciously and voluntarily, not because I arrange or require it. If you benefit from the corpus and its propagation, that is your blessing and the result of your efforts. Therefore, do not praise or extol me, because your benefit has nothing to do with me. Similarly, if you suffer, sin, and tire from the corpus and its propagation, that is your own doing, and it has nothing to do with me. I am only responsible for guiding Chanyuan celestials, and I am not responsible for anyone who is not a Chanyuan celestial. The rise and fall of the world may be the responsibility of every individual, but it has nothing to do with me. The so-called guidance of Chanyuan celestials is merely writing articles. As for how Chanyuan celestials act and what they say, it all depends on their own enlightenment and voluntary action. I will not arrange or require anyone to do or say anything. What Chanyuan celestials want to say and do is entirely their own business, not mine. If my previous statements and actions contradict the content above, that is